When you look at the pieces, the front to back later on is absolutely insane. You have a great amount of CC, spread damage profile, a lot of really, really big threats. The problem obviously is when you look at the 2v2, like doesn't quite hit as hard, especially if it's going to be that Rod of Ages build. Whereas the Annie, particularly if Zinza can make his way over, as a possible bot lane gank.
GENG on the way down. Guma, the stun, the immediate CC on the carrier. They know that he's not the one with cleanse. An easy first pickup for the side of CFO. Only one of them has cleanse, a difficult puzzle. As Owner now ready to make the dive happen topside. Have to respect the zombie passive from Sion, but Driver in a tough spot here. Wind becomes lightning, a quick flash out, extra shielding, and Dorn forced to flash away. Owner should just finish the job, but now the tower's hitting him. He has to flash as well. T1 grab the kill, but maybe not the cleanest execution.
Imagine later on will be a heavy contest on that from CFO. Does mean that while GENG goes for that invade, T1 is able to get the first dragon of the game. I don't really think there is too much counterplay. Driver will be making his way over, and GENG has ult. They might want to try and steal.
In, Owner on the way forward, but now manages to take it down. So it's going to cost his life. They get the Drake, but now it's all in from the side of CFO. Perfect gravity field. They're going to grab another one on top of it. Faker taken down, drops the bear. But in the blink of an eye, it goes from passive to insane aggression from the side of CFO.
As Honkyu does get his blown there by the timely arrival, and even despite some of that control we saw set up earlier, T1, they get one, but CFO not going to let them have more for free.
And you know, I'm going to check to make sure that's not a visual bug. Could you just yap for 30 seconds? Because either I have missed a very elaborate math Reddit thread.
No, I think it was just a mistake.
Okay,
looks like he sold it. Pick up the chain vest.
He didn't think he'd have that much gold early game.
Well, it might also just be you want to get Bramble against Aatrox, right? Sometimes it's just muscle memory.
Sure.
Will be pivoting away. At the very least, it means that GENG won't be able to join or get backline access quite as easy as, oh boy.
GENG locked up, burst damage ready to go. Aegis assault, but Faker waits it out before throwing down his cooldowns. It might cost him though. Honkyu ulti there, but Faker zooming out to safety courtesy of the phase rush. GENG just still living for an extra moment. Nice flash over the wall, but Owner ready to follow, as is Kaiwing. Going in for the 2v2. Owner a little bit tankier. Carrier ready to follow up. Jungle supports on both sides. Still standing. Q in. It's not quite enough damage, but the E over the wall. The Ray to finish it, which Carrier is real. The flash one is the right choice as Guma's lower and lower. Fights on multiple fronts. T1 losing so many kills. Action. Honestly fair. GENG, well-played fight though, right? Gets Carrier's ulti before flashing over the wall. Really what keeps that so close. As Driver now matched up against Faker. We'll see where they want to send Honkyu. Side lane versus Zeus or excuse me, Doran. Wow.
I don't think he can hold there. GENG is in the area, has his ultimate available. I think he uses it.
Sundered Sky trying to clear the wave. It's a bit of a desperate game. But World Ender now coming out. Massive damage, but Doran lives for an extra second. Needs one more Sundered Sky proc. Gets the auto. He's still up. The outplay. Doran lives for far too long. Honkyu can't get it done. Doran, are you kidding me?
And the early game back and forth here. That play, obviously T1 going to be happy with. They got the flash. Faker will be getting the turret here. But do know Doran did mess up on a good amount of CS because even with the counter kill that he got, the healing from that kill was still ticking, obviously allowing him to stay alive. From that turret aggro, just Kaiwing unfortunately dropping it a little bit too late. There were 4 people there. You can drop it earlier and he would have died.
But I'm also, what is Sundered Sky with Aatrox healing amp? 606 health. So incredibly powerful. Now Doran knocking down the tower as well, while the rest of the map has been a bit of a bloodbath. He's really just been holding it down on the top side.
Yeah, the target selection is going to be bigger for CFO. TP comes in.
This is a hard fight for T1. Fighting into the victor can be difficult, but luckily they have the Hex Gates to back them up. It's Carrier on the backside. CFO have spotted it, but it might not matter. Quick lockup. Faker there as well. They've isolated the Nico. Carrier in trouble. Burning, cut down by the ulti of the victor. CFO, good patience, good discipline. How many teams have been caught out by a flank like that?
2 telegraphed. CFO, see Carrier make his way over, like, we can see you. We know this is coming. As Driver
going forward. Can't quite drift it.
Thought more was going to happen.
Yeah, as did I.
That's okay. As we probably going to take a look, that means the Herald does go over to CFO. So this early back and forth still ongoing. And as highlighted, I think that does benefit CFO if they're able to play their own game, if they're able to slow it down.
CFO more, and it was a bit of a misstep around Drake that gave those early kills to CFO, and they've been in a pretty decent spot ever since then. Doran, again, the strong point of this team now alongside Guma is the Herald is going to crash but won't quite finish the tower. CFO just using it to get mid-prio to start this objective, but again, have to be careful. They don't have concrete information on where Doran is, and now it's Carrier on the flank. CFO, knock up from Driver.
Like 5 angles.
Faker and Guma ready to go. CFO, where are they going to go? They're going to start here. Instant ulti laid down by Hongq. Doran off on the side for now, uncontested, but it's Owner who's in trouble. In the meantime, Kaiwing going in, the ball damage coming in from Driver. It's Carry on the back line with the 3-man knock-up. So damn patient, and CFO are getting sent packing, retreating back to their side of the rift, but it might not be enough. Junja on the way out. Driver frontlining, trying to buy space for the rest of the team as T1 take the fight.
And though the response from Doggo on the Annie play was great, that meant no cooldowns were available for when Carrier went in. And T1 with a multi-pronged approach actually coming in from a lot of different angles. CFO, we're mostly aware of all of them, but it's so hard to get kind of the front to back that we talk about. And CFO have to abandon ship. Now pick up Faker.
Faker caught out. Shield of Daybreak. Double TP is now coming in to back up the play. It's going to be an all-out brawl on the top side. Faker living for an extra moment. Driver going to find the knock, but should finish the kill. But Doran is here, as is Doran. Double Doran. As Owner is here. Carry on the way. Guma stepping up. Owner finds a nice initial bit of damage with the Chaos Storm. They need to back away. Root going in, Doran caught out, knock up there, a beautiful full channel on the decimating smash. And now they need to get the hell out. Owner living for a little bit extra time. Nice knock up onto Doggo, those he oversteps. It's all eyes on Hongq. He has to make the difference, but he's caught between 3 members of T1. It looked good for a brief moment, but T1 just outplaying in the fights. Forced to flash out. And this is the thing that's so scary about T1. So many teams would have just backed off after that play. He felt fine to start the Wolves, but T1 is still going for that little bit extra, as now they're set up to take this tier 1 mid.
And CFO, I actually like that they called the bluff. A lot of teams in the LCK often start, when you see Ferd in the regular split. That said, CFO definitely not out of it. Regaining control is a little bit tough in this scenario, though. Obviously, these choke points are very dangerous. This Driver.
On a Driver, a bit of free poke. Carrier off to the side, really determined to take away that engage option. Carrier getting lower and lower. Pop lost a little bit extra shielding, but Doggo manages to finish it. And all eyes, they've forgotten entirely about the Otacon. They're forced to pull back. Driver traded in the meantime. It's just the 1-for-1 support for a top laner. But now the re-engage. Faker finds his man, and Owner and Guma are there to follow. Doggo now. Doran locked up for a moment. They should be able to finish that one. They need to get the hell out. When becomes lightning does not connect. T1 can't follow up. And Otacon is still alive, crucially, but Owner wants to push a little bit more. Get to see in the fights where they're so comfortable playing across multiple fronts. Hongq, though, will break this tower. Doran there to respond and clear the wave. Continuing to poke. Doggo with the red buff, pretty crucial. Hongq continues to walk up. Owner ready to go in. Junja starting the fight all on his lonesome, but here comes Driver. The real Guma caught out. Pop Blossom to try to save the day, but it's too late. CFO winning the fight so far. Hongq is so damn strong, and he's just taking over the fight. Doggo here as well. T1 thought they had the angle, but Driver and Junja together are doing work.
And see these Barons, but it's CFO that's going to be taking the first one in this series.
A 25-minute Baron rush in game 1, going to CFO, unprecedented. The question on our minds as we entered this series was, can they weather the storm of the early game? And so far the answer is yes, and not only that, in the bottom lane, and you can see the start of what felt like an inevitable red tide. T1 on this red side just doing so much work, but CFO just keeping them here is taking away all that Baron time.
Kaiwing on the ward, on the ward!
Kaiwing wants to go extra tanky, but not tanky enough. Kaiwing lives for an extra moment. Now the fight's gonna kick off. Pantheon comes down from the sky, but he's caught between Faker and Owner, and they make it look effortless. The Aegis Assault can't block an assault from both sides, and in goes Carrier! CFO had all the tools, all the advantages, and in a blink of an eye, they just disappear.
T1, a single moment of weakness, Kaiwing goes down. And that they probably could have gotten away with, but CFO, to their detriment, he uses his sums, and then Carrier finds the free-man ultimate. But even if he didn't, at that point, I think the fight's already rough. Plus the fact that Otacon was right there.
And while we're watching the replay, T1 just took 2 towers and Otacon. It's about skirmishing, where it's about poking and prodding and trying to find those angles of attack. T1 showing their experience.
The TP.
It's a TP from behind. Junja not quite in a great position, might be caught out here. TP and Gravity Field to respond, but flash in from Faker. They want to take the mid laner out of the equation. Hongq goes golden for a brief moment. Driver going to try to peel as best he can, but down goes the victor as Carrier grabs the kill. Resurrection coming in for Owner. All they got was the GA on the other front in the fight, and T1 feeling comfortable on the top side.
Could have been worse for CFO, as Honkyu does go down, but a GA plus a couple of summoners. Not the worst trade. It's about the aftermath. I think this initial play not too bad, but if they lose driver as well.
Lock up again, the Scion falling.
Again!
And the play doesn't end when T1 are on the map. You have to back off. You have to give them that respect because they will always take just a little bit more as yet another tier 2 will fall. And it's a situation where we expected that as we got later into the game.
It was just stall for Doran, right? Doran can always TP in case an engage does come through. And now CFO spotted. But I think the opportunity has passed to try and actually look for a play. So that's going to be Soul Point going over as
Ezreal
did get called out. We see Doran hold off on the damage for a little bit.
Third Drake for the side of T1 now. Soul Point, 5K gold lead. So a moment for CFO to try and get something. Ulti in to cancel. Good vision coverage. They just want to delete the support before the fight even starts. Carrier running for his life. He's going to burn down. Ignite should just take him out. Prime grabbing that one. But Faker's waiting over the wall. The bear dropped, but not on a crucial target. Honkyu and Driver not able to get into the fight, but the TP coming in. Doran going to flash to the side. He has to be the difference maker. Immediate ulti out. Doggo for now uncontested as the Tibbers blocks as much damage as possible. Doran isolated on the side, but he's got the attention of 2. And Owner's looking to take down Doggo.
And Doran might go down, but he did his job, stall. As one of the most dangerous members on CFO didn't get to join the fight. And Carrier goes down, but the positioning that CFO put themselves in didn't do them any favors. The damage from Faker was enough, and now Baron started up here for T1.
They got Carrier, they got Doran, but it doesn't look like it's enough. Kuma, Owner, Faker still standing strong. Quick stun onto Driver. Gravity Field will lock up Faker for a brief moment. Decimating Smash doesn't connect. Objective going to be soloed out by Owner, and a quick retreat as they manage to grab the Baron, and now CFO need to get the hell out. Unstoppable is the Scion, but Honkyu is going to be in trouble. Has to flash away as the sun flies through the air. Faker layering the skills beautifully. Tibbers laid down, and down goes Honkyu.
T1, that might just be it. They're going to be able to get Driver as well. They have the Baron buff.
Carrier respawning. Able to find the CC. Driver zoned off. Recalls in the mid lane from Faker. He can TP right back if he needs to. Ulti down mid to try and clear, but in the blink of an eye, no opportunity to scale, no soul in this game. T1 poised to end it here. A brief glimmer of CFO hope, but that's all we got to see. Otherwise, total control from T1, even despite the few fights.
Him. He's just unrelenting, Dracos, it's mean!
He just wants, he's never gonna get the chance to recall. And now Doran's here to finish the job! His ulti's back up! His ulti's back up! Go, Driver! Doran's just gonna keep chasing. I don't think he can finish channeling a recall. He can't! He just wants to go home, and T1 won't let it happen! It's body bag or no back!
The gates!
He's gonna do it!
Wait, but now he's back on vision.
But it doesn't matter because the game is ending! Down comes the Pantheon. Junja involved in the fight, trying to isolate off to the side. Doggo still living, but it does not matter. T1 may have faltered, but they will not drop a game. They find the victory in game 1. Expectations, attention down to the bottom side of the map. T1 really laying down the gauntlet in that 1-2. Priority picking their bot lane, not worried about the potential counter pick from the side of CFO. And CFO showing us something a little bit new. We're no stranger to Doggo's Lucian, but Kaiwing on this Nami, we've only seen it once before. The expectations of T1 there had expected a recall, so set the trap in the bush as Junja walks into Faker. Honkyu now looking for the setup, trying to find a bit more damage. Flash forward, Faker flashing out, and first blood! Place the ward. What a nice little timing.
So
coming
crisp.
in from Junja.
From Junja.
Doggo, dash over the wall, face first into Doran. Doran running it down, he goes.
The hidden Lucian is the deadliest. No one sees it coming. The Lucian gank? Are you kidding me? Game here from CFO for what feels like the second game in a row. But it was the objective fight where we really started to see.
Faker caught out, Q flash from Junja, instant bubble. 8 minutes in, they've already claimed the feat of warfare. Grubs are spawning in there.
For T1, but a kill going to CFO, and those grubs are also on the way. As Doran, again, kind of mosquitoing around, but looks like for now we'll be able to stall. Faker obviously has Realm Warp available. We'll see if they actually want to commit to this, if the wave is cleared. Doran standing guard, loves his objectives, as we all know.
Very true. Seeing if maybe he can sneak a kill if they get over eager. Owner level 6 here on the bottom side. Quick heal coming out. Faker on the way in. Good tidal wave to start, but Doggo doesn't really have any mana. Nice ulti coming in from Guma to reset the tower aggro. Doggo living for an extra second. Decent damage, and Owner now forced to flash away, but they got what they came for. Hongq here trying to extend the fight. Hoping to find the punish. Excellent handshake. Catches him in stealth. Perfect from Carrier. Caught off onto the side. Wants a bit more damage. Junja. Again, they're keeping the play going. The extra movement speed coming in from Kaiwing. They don't have the tidal wave, but they might not need it. Hongq on the chase. Carrier ready with the handshake to try and disengage. Faker looks like he will just be sacrificed here. Bubble to follow. Junja going to be donated the kill. Hongq taking it in the end with the pullback. And an excellent turn from the side of CFO. T1, the initial dive started well, but they used too many resources. Away. But Owner already getting chunked out, and CFO running the Rift right now. 2,000 gold in the lead at 14 minutes.
Drake taken as well. And unlike in the previous game, the team fight, I think, for T1, not a given. The last time around, they were very firmly in control, but that mid lane turret falling early as...
Owner caught out for a moment. Hongq! The burst damage is there, but Faker now wants to take down Kaiwing, but he might be the one who's in trouble. Flash forward, gets a little bit extra movement speed, but the phase rush isn't there, and Hongq grabs another T1. Try to get something back, but it just doesn't work. And credit to CFO again. Top lane changed, but top lane isn't where the action is happening, although, as I say that, Carrier getting things kicked off. Q3 ready to go for rest. It doesn't look like he's going to have an easy way out of this. Was hoping to find the ulti, and he will at least be able to take Doran over the wall. Nice healing coming in. Omnivamp on the ulti, but he gets away from the Pathmaker. That's the crucial skill. Rest back and can't cancel it early. Q3 taking some time. Doran in trouble, but manages to get the shutdown. Hongq on the way. Doggo chasing as well. That's the calling. Guma in trouble. Knockdown there. Doggo! The electrocute Brock finishing it. He's John Wick. He's just shooting them down! And he's the dog!
Good for you, Doggo.
Wow,
it's a great picture!
You're so wholesome. CFO set up on Herald, and unfortunately, T1 are just disastrously far behind. So now we look at scaling. We look at what does it look like as we go later into the game, and the answer is you have a Jax, you have a Ryze and a Wukong. They're powerful tools, but CFO aren't going to give you an inch. Coling coming through, clean combo again. Junja grabs the kill. And again, they're just making these side lane picks look so effortless.
Our top lane's gonna fall as well. Might even be an inner here at 17 minutes. And if you think that there's not enough damage yet on CFO in about 2 minutes, Infernal Drake is spawning as
Ulti across the top. Hoping to find the jungle. Doggo doing decent damage, but has the cleanse, and in goes Hongq! Multiple members locked up. It's only the clone Owner managing to make it out. Guma has an extra lease on life, but it's not enough to bail out.
Doran? I don't think he can do enough by himself. He's arriving, but the room's already on fire!
Hard when the enemy top laner is playing Cassante. When he can just dodge so much of the CC, but they're determined to try again. Recall going in from Faker. Q3 ready to go. Quick flash out from Rest. Manages to find the initial backpack. Pull back on the Wukong clone, but it doesn't matter. It's still the escape. Junja on the way in. Realm Warp. They need to get the hell out. Fallbreaker manages to catch him all! In the midst of it, it's Junja Hongq to follow! Absolute destruction for CFO! I heard a nice. Respectable nice is Doggo's still just going.
Carrier flashed.
Double TP and T1 are trying to fight their way through this deficit, and it's not working out. Doggo already on the way out. Blast Cone on the way in. Kaiwing supporting from the backside with a bit more damage. Faker untouched, but it does not matter because it's Doran set to fall. Easy pickup for Doggo. Kaiwing still chasing. Q over the wall from Junja. Vaultbreaker to kick things off. The bubble hits! Kaiwing! Giving the kill over to Hongq. Faker running, CFO unrelenting in their pressure as the double kill comes through the twofold hex. Rest chasing, Owner falling, CFO running the Rift.
That's gonna be the inner falling. Nothing that T1 can do. You can see the desperation, some of these flashes, some of these hard forced plays. It's not working out. The only solace for T1 is that they got a dragon and a grub. That's it. No Drakes, or sorry, no turrets rather. I don't think Otacon is going to be on the menu either.
Carry a cheeky ult. Not going to do too much here. Otacon will fall as well. So now massive advantage in terms of flowers overall on top of all of the gold, 10,000. I mean, we could just list it off.
Isn't this one, Dracos?
All I'll say is as long as the Krug Lord is in the game, you never know.
He's a 200 gold lead. His team is 11K.
And it's the only lead they have now.
It's the
only lead they have.
I'm a glass half full kind of guy. I don't see it.
No, yeah. At this point, that glass is a shot glass.
All right.
There's not a lot
Owners
in there.
on a deep flank. They don't have a TP ward. I do think they need to get Doran and Faker there as well. And CFO Saware as well. They're not going to fall for it.
Doggo stepping up, Guma in trouble. Keria not quite in range, going to be forced to go over the wall, uses the heal, ready with the bailout.
The Wukong CFO.
Willing to flip it, it would seem. How will they keep Owner from getting into the pit? Doggo, quick calling to chunk out Keria. Massive chunks. The TP now goes in. It's Doran in the backside of the pit. They're starting to retreat. Doran with the stun. Will back out.
Love to see it. Look for the turn.
TP down, taking their time. Discipline, the name of the game here. Faker finds a quick walk-up. Owner immediately goes in, but it's into GENG. Coming over with the tidal wave as HongQ goes golden. He's ready now to fire back. T1, one last desperate gambit, and Faker's the only man standing as Doran 2 will fall. CFO on the victory march to tie the series.
Soul Point start knocking down these other inhibitors, and despite an attempt from Faker, the flash, the turn, the stopwatch is there. And we see the immediate ult from Kaiwing as well to keep his team safe.
And the hits keep coming for T1 as our stats team is a little ruthless. This is the worst T1 gold deficit at 20 at an international.
Something.
T1.
They need to get out as well. That's the bigger issue.
Getting out is the hard part. Junja ready to go over the wall. They see objective bounty has been claimed, and now they're chasing.
Utility just has a little bit of beefiness of the two tanky items, but they need damage. They need to be able to actually kill someone as HongQ.
Big damage. T1 walk forward, immediate Q3 to pull back. Coming in from rest. HongQ off to the side. Quick use. The Seekers to keep Doran standing, but it looks like he'll fall as well. Doggo completely untouched. The base wide open. T1 pulling back. CFO, they've got the wall at 15K in their favor. T1, there's no way they can hold this. Confidence, an incredible pace of game from CFO in game 2. One final stand for T1. Handshake connects. CFO gonna need just a few more seconds. The Nexus in their sights. CFO in a dominant game 2, tie the series. And you had the sign and they didn't do it, so I'm sorry. You made a good sign, it's just wasn't enough. In this game, look, I know there's stakes, but it's upper bracket. This is just gonna be awesome.
Or maybe, but I think the dive would be a gamble. You do really need to stack up the Braum passive. Can do it quickly with the auto resets on the Trundle. Still level 1.
No one here to cover. Keria and Guma have to survive this. This would be disastrous. Junja starting to walk forward, lays down a little bit of damage initially. Nice flash backwards as Guma's been taken out the dive. Flawless thus far. Kaiwing about to fall. Keria tries to trade back. It will be a 2-for-1 in the favor of CFO. But no one's here to grab this CS. It's an absolute disaster for T1.
Close to 6, but not there yet. With 6, could maybe be an angle. That trade's actually not going too poorly here.
Doggo with 2 kills. Worth a bit of money if they can find it.
HongQ already sitting on a giant spell. And Owner is just trying to farm up a storm. But as far as T1 blueprints go, it doesn't often look like this. Owner on a carry, not really from a individual player perspective, but just with T1, again, the fact that this core man unit of Owner, Faker, Guma, Keria playing together effectively since 2021. Like then we have a different top laner, obviously. Say's coming in through Doran now as a tribe.
Yeah, the casks, the rest of the Gragas has been good. The casks.
CSing, no notes.
Mid lane. And I think it's important to remember that CFO have been, hold that thought as driver. Taking some risk there, but we'll be able to walk away. Extra sustain for the Catalyst, making it good, but Doran! Driver just barely fast enough on the flash out to survive.
He has an item. That's a kill. And T1 maybe want to turn this into more. Don't find, or doesn't find Red of the ult.
Relatively low. Getting lower and lower. Now going in onto Junja. The Zed going over the wall. Junja trying to heal up as much as he can. Death mark there. Galio on the way in, but Junja might just be in trouble. He's getting chased down now by 2 members in the meantime. Gumayushi has to hold on because HongQ is in the midst of 3, keeping the fight going, and it's Faker who's now in trouble trying to run away as the Galio. So far, the single kill. Keria taken down. Faker forced to flash out. HongQ on the chase.
They're caught. Swain, ultimate time's out though. Health bars are low.
HongQ's pretty damn powerful. Healthy as well. Nice sidestep from Doran on multiple abilities. Wants to turn things back with his ultimate. Owner going in. Contempt for the weak, doing some damage. not actually able to get the passive off, and it's all Doran really point for them. And if they can hold on to this control before those power points come through for T1, it's
for Gragas and Swain.
And Trundle, yep.
Yep.
Again, not always the ideal role, but this is about the best composition you could hope for in a Chemtech Soul game.
I think T1 is going to hold on to, but for CFO, as long as you deny Owner access to the backline, that fight should look disgusting as Hongq. No mana.
But he's out of mana. Doran making the fast play, hiding in the brush, waiting to collapse. Hongq now in trouble, but the extra healing coming through might buy him an extra second. Doran trying to get fancy, but he misses! Hongq! The laughter from the audience. Doran, a massive misstep.
And that too is Doran, as he goes in on the play, hits a few more snips.
Uma in trouble, but he will be able to walk away. The tower falling as well, and you're right. You
to like take out Doggo immediately or somehow find a way to do it.
He's going again.
Is this a replay?
Another ulti.
Round 2.
He manages to connect this time. Owner is here. Hongq doesn't have ulti.
Oh, he is dead.
The entire team collapsing. Hongq wants to try and clear the way, but Owner's on the way, and he should just fall here. Grass back is good. Senna ulti from across the map is a little bit of extra damage, but now it's the Herald being driven in bottom lane. They managed to find the kill. Hongq down, but Faker needs to back away. The counterpunch from CFO is good, but a nice pick for T1.
Well, yeah, they get the kill, but at what cost? You're losing soul point.
Faker
will be fine, but the bot lane turret most certainly won't be, as the outer has already fallen. Inner imminent here as well. Free grubs for CFO as Doran.
Driver on the way up, knows that ulti isn't available, taking his sweet time. Body slams are hitting. Cooldown's gonna be incredibly low. Doran dashes over the wall, the quick flash to follow. Body slam and the kill. That cask connecting.
CFO, they're ready.
Doggo's not here. He's most of the gold lead when he's not in the area. It's so damn close. Driver already caught by the hook. Box going down. Faker on the way, and they manage to catch the Gragas. Driver now set to fall, but Hongq still standing. A hook connecting on the Swain.
They can't kill him.
Keep going forward, but they can't finish the job. Hongq standing. He needs to retreat, but he needs to keep the ult going, so he's going to flash forward. Hongq full committing. He gets his life. Doggo is here, just in time. The final moments of Hongq's life given to get the AD carry into the fight, and now they have to be careful, Owner. You need to make this deal happen.
He has vision.
Going over the wall. Just a bit of poke. Owner knows if he overcommits, he won't be able to steal the objective. 50-50, the coin flip, and CFO bet on themselves. Lantern laid down. Owner does not want to take the risk. It's Otacon to CFO. Fire from Hongq. That's going to mean carry is much squishier. Doran poking, prodding, looking over the wall. Soul on the line. For T1, it's just the first Drake, but for CFO, could be the backbreaker. Owner ready.
Doran's 2 levels down.
No flash for the Zed though. Trap connects. Doggo can't quite get into range. Faker off to the side. Faker with the flank. Is it going enough? Ulti's now coming out instantly into the back line. Looking for a bit of follow-up. Owner still standing for a repo, but he gets hit by the trap. And down he goes. The double kill. Domination in game 3 from CFO. It's Doggo's time to shine. The Penta is there. Doggo, in the face of the reigning world champions, stands tall.
And CFO, look at that fight. And say, is that all you got? All they got is the Gragas. Nothing else. Soul to CFO. Loaded into another fight, but obviously CFO happy to take that.
T1, again, feel like they have to contest. 10K, they managed to find the hook. Carry a cut out before the fight even starts. Owner has to be the difference maker. They need a steal. Faker moving in, tauntable, but again, Doggo is untouched. The back line untouched, and the front line is too damn tanky. Another ulti.
They
Owner
can't cut
flashing.
For the beefcakes. There's too many.
And T1, they keep trying, they keep hoping that they can outplay, that they can out-execute, but CFO are ready every single time. Unfazed by the pace of game that T1 are looking to play. Happy now to take the Baron.
And it was the expectation that it was Kaiwing that was going to be struggling when it comes to the support champion pool. But instead, this fresh, dead in the water. First the Nami, now the Braum.
Back as the siege begins. This is exactly where you did not want to be as T1, facing down a Baron-empowered Caitlyn with this kind of front line. Owner praying for an angle into the back line. A single moment where CFO forget or make a misstep. We saw them in game 1, but it's starting to feel more and more impossible.
Really does. 80 is where we can start seeing him have a little bit of an impact in the fight. A third item, but
Doran splitting.
it's
Wants
something.
to get something back.
Got the bounty.
Forces the response.
Will
the
make his
base.
way out.
Yeah, broken open now. Doran finds a way to escape. One inhibitor down. Bot lane likely to fall as well.
And it goes back to what we were talking about in game number 2. As long as CFO don't give an objective flip to T1, T1 is just going to be confined to their base. CFO run the map as carrier. That's the flash.
Forced out.
They might look for the end here, Dracos.
Doggo still standing. He's the one that matters, but don't get me wrong. HongQ powerful as well. Doggo isolated for a moment. Faker tries to find the angle, but they backstep perfectly. HongQ ready to deny any potential engage. Lockup is already there on the owner. He's not able to get anything done. Ready to go in. Finds Doggo. Finds the death mark. Shield across the top. Doggo still standing. The death mark. Not enough. And in the back line of the base, it's HongQ continuing to run rampant. Doran doing everything he can. A few snips, but not nearly enough to cut down CFO. Domination again in back-to-back games as CFO move on to match point.
What's that top side? Some early game volatility. The 2v2, the 3v3. Once those ultimates are available, the flag and drag into Silas getting on top of someone. The rumble combined with Jarvino, combined with Poppy. That can be a problem for CFO. They're chilling, right? Even if
Faker
gets on top of you, HongQ.
Sidestep, good flash out. Faker in trouble, ticking, but he won't fall yet. Owner, EQ flash, keeping it going. Faker standing on the edge, hoping to be HongQ back, and it's first blood for T1.
Kill knowing that actually getting out is going to be tough.
Top side now.
Trying to make a sideline impact. Rest.
Stunned there. Doran starting to burn Rest down. Rest living for an extra second. Flash out, T1. Arrow. Doggo has to be careful though. He has cleanse. He doesn't have barrier. HongQ solid trade, but Faker manages to sidestep all the poison, so the extra damage not coming in. HongQ just continues to trade aggressively. Owner on the way forward. Rinse and repeat on this gank. Sidestep from HongQ has to be good, and he just doesn't have the movement speed. Owner moving up. They don't quite finish it though. Can't afford to go into the tower. And HongQ firing back. He gets the kill. Faker goes in and makes it a 1-for-1. But T1 again over eager. They're keeping the pace in their favor. They're keeping the gold in their favor, but a small fumble. Alone here will have to do what he can to defend under tower. Rest a bit behind in terms of overall XP because of the previous play, and carry it in a good position to force a dive. Guma no 6 though.
Rest does have his ultimate available, so he can actually buffer that. Get a good amount of invulnerability to CC, and Guma.
The observer's teasing us.
I don't think he's going to hit 6.
Flag,
I don't know without 6 if they can do this. They need a third
potential
member.
Hex flash over the wall.
They need someone else. Are there reinforcements?
Hex flash in, wall, trying to make sure that he can't get out. A quick burn down, and down goes Rest. Instantaneous dive. CFO now forced to respond, but Faker on the way. Waiting over the wall, waiting for them to pull the triggers. Junja's going to find Faker. Faker forced to trade, has a Skarner ultimate of his own. Alties might just get traded out, but Kailing now here to follow. Faker caught out, has an ult, steals away the Impale, manages to catch 3, but there's no follow-up there, and down goes Faker.
CFO, are you going to contest this?
1K, they just want 2 grubs. They'll be happy to get it and walk away. CFO ready to force the fight.
Got it.
Junja taking one back. Now they're set to grab 2 grubs. T1 willing to risk the flip. Arrow. Okay. We all know the play we're thinking of. It's a baby version of that play, but you can hear the call in your head. You can hear the swear words from Kadril himself.
Owner's ult.
We'll get first move.
Can they get the top laners into this fight as well? There's Doran, deep TP.
Flash ult available for HongQ. The Cassio, the potential to turn. Initial hook, locked down onto carrier, trying to start the fight, but Owner immediately starts as well. Ulti over the wall from Doran. It's Doran showing up in the clutch in the moment, finding the angle as finally the curtain call comes out, but the curtains have already closed on CFO in this fight.
And it's the arrival of Rumble. The CFO's backline gets toasted.
So there's their shout out.
It's Junja. Maybe an angle on Doran.
Ready to go, immediate ulti, the combo now coming through, trying to burn through Orner before he can get the ulti down. He just barely manages to get it off, but it's not where he needs it. CFO, quick shutdown, finding an angle now. Faker, who might be in trouble. Ulti going across, but Owner is here to respond, and they're looking to turn it back. A good ulti coming in from HongQ, but he gets cut down where he stands.
The T1 gonna be happy with that trade. Unless Carrier also goes down, because yes, Doran dies. Oh, Carrier.
Let's repeat, nice dash out to a minion. Ulti, but only hits a creep. Trying to zone them away from the tower. Junja's tanking. And Faker, in the meantime, breaks down that top lane. Tier 1, it's almost 4,000 gold in the lead for T1.
Guma?
Doggo ulting, but Guma's just going to walk it in the E, the sidestep. Q connecting as well.
He started TP already coming in. Doran needs the base first. Will TP now.
Ulti from Honku, big to watch. The ulti from Carrier, arguably even more important. T1 immediately go in, knowing they have the man advantage for a brief moment in time. They're going to get the dragon, and now look at the fall, but Honku over the wall. It's a perfect ulti, but I don't think he has the damage quite yet. Trying to burn through Guma, but the exhaust is perfectly placed, and T1 obliterates CFO.
But CFO, they're a little early with rest. He arrives in time, but T1 still get the numbers advantage thanks to the ult from Carrier. And now Doggo, not long for this world.
Rest trying to get something back, hoping to find these shutdowns. Carrier takes him out of range of his own tower. Doran living.
Doran donates his life, but T1 still gonna be happy. That's a 6-point, or actually with the turn.
Rest really can't afford to walk in. The objectives are getting shredded. Honku trying to make good into the side lane, ready to backstep a Faker. Tries to turn it, and he manages to get it. Faker still stepping up, goes through. Honku to turn it back. Faker!
Just got gapped. Maybe he can back and then make his
Doggo's
way
now free
over.
firing. Ulti into the midst of the entire team. They're now trying to turn. Rest into the midst of it. It's an entire flip, and who's going to come into the end? Are you kidding me? The objective bounty claimed T1. It is the GOAT who throws it away, who goes in when he does not need to.
Guma looking for an extra kill, will not find it. They'll try and look for backline access on the flank.
Guma with 3 items relative to the opposition, one of the strongest players in the team. Junja taking a big chunk. Lock up there. They're going to try and delete the jungle instantly. Honku's ulti doesn't connect on anybody, but in the meantime, it's Ambessa in the backside trying to delete Guma. Guma in trouble. Guma down. But T1 holding on to hope, holding on to the fight. They have the man advantage. It's a 2-for-1 thus far. Doggo alive. Honku alive. The damage is there. Damage traded back onto Kaiwing. In goes Carrier. Doran to follow. Honku trying to burn as quickly as he can. The root not going to connect. T1 better in the exchange. Faker. Full confidence. Curtains called. Doggo has to back away.
Owner still going.
Ready. Flag. Drag. Doggo back under the tower. Doran going golden. Honku trying to turn it to Miasma, stopping Doran from getting out. The Hex Flash going. For 3, 2 down. Faker once more.
Tries to go.
In. Backstep. Turning forward.
The Miasma!
Tanking. Carrier moving in. He has a big shield, and down he goes.
I don't know if that's worth though. The dragon is up. We'll have to see if T1 can still make a play towards it. It looks like they're definitely going to get this turret if Faker and Carrier can get out. The contest should be possible, but look at the fog.
Let's give CFO relative
approach.
comfort to step up. Doran taking the Mega Blast Cone. A little bit of poke going over the wall. 8K. Doggo gets to open the fight with the curtain call. Carrier fishing, and he manages to find the ult. CFO
just there.
hesitating for a moment. Junja wants to flip it. Ready to risk the 50-50. Carrier trying to zone him away. 3K, good diligence coming in. And they're going in for it. They manage to find the ulti bio. Faker is taking a Skarner ulti of his own, and it's Rest off on the side lane. Honku living for a moment, but Owner wants to make the difference. Cassio goes golden. Rest in the back line. Ambessa, Junja, they're making it happen. T1 taken down in the pit.
T1 gets obliterated by CFO.
Where they find a way to crawl their way back in.
Faker whiffs the ult. It's the Miasma plus the ultimate from Honku. He baits in Owner, keeps out or stuns Doran, and Miasma's Faker. So
CFO, they're not there yet, but they are on match point, and it is T1.
do the math on how old Honku was back then. It's insane.
I thought he was 5. I did the math. Kaiwing caught out, though. Guma looking for a quick punish. T1, a nice pick. Whatever story we want to tell, it's not done yet.
Certainly isn't Dracos. These fights have been back and forth, and
Away, Diligent, body blocking for the low health teammates.
oh, double TP used for CFO. Single TP for Faker. Honku actually TPing back into the fight after Carrier knocked him out. Rest, by the way, was looking for that flank. If he can get on top of Guma again.
2.7, getting lower. Objective taken. T1 know that they don't have to overcommit for it. It's Faker on the side. Faker finding Rest. It's a big start to the fight. Junja realizes this is not the angle they can go for. Pick to start, but Doran wants more. T1 hungry for the chase.
Burn.
Rapid retreat from CFO, but T1 still chasing.
There's no turret. Faker's going to keep on chasing.
Big cone massive. This might just be. Flash forward. Ulti Doggo flashing out. Faker looking for the angle, stealing away the Nautilus ulti. Will lock up Doggo, but they don't quite have the follow-up. It's going to be Kaiwing to drop. They will take him down.
It's Faker that finds the pick. 45 seconds on the Baron.
Junja looking for Faker. Goes Golden, but Honq lays down the miasma, and Faker's got nowhere left to go. Tries to turn it back, stealing one ulti, stunned up, T1! Are they gonna keep going? It's cost them so many times. Is this the right fight? They have to be asking themselves, but they don't even hesitate. They go in, they find their man. T1 keep going, they will not relent.
Just be careful, Rest is on his way. Level 17, Mbessa. A threat indeed. Faker goes down, but the timers are favorable for T1. 10 seconds on Nash.
Junja not having flash makes it pretty easy to knock him out of the pit. You highlighted it before. A vulnerable target for the Poppy. Ultimate as Junja starts to go in onto Guma. Smite, the ulti completely whiffs. And T1 see that as their sign to kick the fight off. Guma Yushi's ultimate managing to land, but it's Rest into the backside. Guma immediately, the exhaust coming in from Carrier. It's clutch, but the rest of the fight falling apart for the side of T1. Doran has to make the difference. Doran has to burn them down, but it's Carrier! He finds the angle to send them packing! Honq still going. An ulti, knocked back into the wall. The Cassio still going. Doran trying to burn him, trying to take him out. It's Guma to follow. Going Golden. An extra moment, but Honq drops T1. Willing to trade blood for silver, giving everything they have to go to game 5. Potentially an angle to flank near the Wolves.
I think T1 are going to play for the fight again. Oh, that's 6K. A deep flank.
Ulti across the team. Honq waiting over the wall. 2K willing to flip it, and they manage to get the chem deck. Drake 3-3 across the board, Faker. But T1 now wants the fight. Rest off to the side. Faker trying to find the lockup. Doggo for now completely untouched. Ulti stolen away, but he manages to sidestep. Rest still going, doing everything that he possibly can, but it's already down for Junja. Faker finding the kill, going in onto Doggo. He gets another 3 down for CFO at TP mid. They need this to be the final fight. They need to execute CFO here. They need to take it to game 5. Honq falling, desperate to turn it back, but look at his damage on the way in. The interrupt on the flag and drag. Honq gets an extra second. Carrier knocked up. Honq still just raining down damage. Only 18. The flag and drag coming up. He goes down. Guma out of nowhere finishes the kill.
And we are going to game number 5, Dracos. The CFO, despite their most valiant efforts, can't actually take down T1 in the 4th game. They're gonna have side selection.
It's time for Silver Scrapes.
The setup isn't great, but if you can start getting ahead early, this clear speed of the Zyra obviously really tough to deal with. And then bot lane, the laning matchup is favored, but no one should be dying in that 2v2. Rocket jump is available, but he can't do it with the turret the way it is.
Ready to wrap around in the mid lane. Meanwhile, on the top side, Rest! Taken down by Doran.
They do this pretty slowly. Owner's there.
Junja looking for the root, looking for the knockup. Owner taking a decent amount of damage, but I don't really think they have enough to finish the kill before anyone else arrives. Carrier does have access to the Abyssal Voyage, moving in.
It's going to reset.
Oh, devastating for the side of CFO. Just able to grab that aggro.
On the way.
Now here comes Carrier, but Honq's on the way here too.
He has smite!
Carrier in the midst of the team. Carrier with a smite ready to go. And then the end of the day, it's a different support. It's Skywing. Supports across the board. Skywing escaping. Guma flashes. He can't finish it. It's a pressure point, which means setup is that much harder. We know the dream situation for the Zyra that you have to fight into her.
Owner's like, not again. Doesn't even have smite. Doesn't matter.
To get it. Junja now on the way. Honq on the way. Carrier only level 5. Can't save the day, but they're looking for a little bit more. Honq goes right in and is going to try to take down Owner. It's a solid ult to kick things off. Owner going to fall. Goes over the wall. Satchel charge. Just barely lives. And they managed to get all the grubs. Excuse me, no, the last one taken away. I thought the Jinx got it, but
it was close, but not quite.
Target, and now they're forced to back away. Honq.
Faker!
Push back. Flash is out of safety. Faker now on the chase. Flash of his own. One more auto. We'll seal the deal. One more auto, and he gets it! Redemption for the first few games. Faker finds his form in game 5. The laning phase will not belong to Honq again.
Reinforcements are on the way, though, and
Junja has to be careful.
Might be trying to play a little greedy here as Carrier.
Ulti, flash over the wall coming in from Junja. Sees the Tom Kench, but in comes the Rakan just in time. Guma playing on the edge, however. Devour there to keep Owner standing. Doggo wants to finish that kill, but they can't get anything. And the wave now deleted. They're likely to tank this. Knockup coming in from the Tom Kench. Doggo still going forward. Ulti coming from Jinx. Doggo finds the first kill. Honq ready to go over the wall. Feathers fly. Doggo wants to stay safe.
Carrier's still stuck. There's no TPs available. No one can help him.
Faker uncontested mid lane. Missile dive coming out. Doggo has to be careful, though. Carrier does a lot of damage. The Q healing as well, going to be clutch, but hungry for blood on that top side. Didn't hesitate to go all in the last game. Won't hesitate to do it again here.
Ulting for tempo is Rest.
Rest looking for the angle, but it's just not enough. Down he goes. The feat of warfare, the rocket. Not going to connect. T1 starting to run away with it. CFO.
Carry has exhaust available.
Looking for the return play. Well highlighted. Lock it too. I don't think there's a dive angle here, but CFO are desperate to find something. Junja's damage is okay, but
he does have the Leandries. I feel like they're pressed into this. On the other end of the map, Owner's taking Dragon. Doran is just pushing. They got to try.
CFO, they need this to work. Taking their time. Junja, good lockup. Ulti going down. Carrier staying next to Faker. Faker not going to get caught, though.
They can't.
They get nothing.
They lose the first turret. Reinforcements arrive. And CFO see T1 take a great trade now.
Stone Cold unfazed. CFO still pushing. Carrier ready to go. Doggo walking forward, and Carrier is there. He sees the play coming. Doggo goes up, comes right back down. Feathers fold back. They can't quite finish Carrier. Doggo exhausted, and down he goes. Carrier still standing. His Doran is there right in time. It's a TP in, but it's too damn late. Honku wants something back, but Owner will not let him have it. T1. An incredible fight, and it's starting to feel like there's nothing left in Game 5 for CFO.
And as the arena erupts, the pressure is relentless. Topside turret falls. Mid lane falls. The dive.
And you gotta give credit to Carrier. The Poppy game, so many incredible moments. It's hard to replicate that on Tom Kench, but he was exactly where he needed to be. The exhaust,
it's the engage Kench, man.
Perfectly timed to keep Faker standing.
Oh, CFO though, they're not gonna give up.
Certainly aren't. Lock up there. Ulti going in onto Faker. Faker likely to get taken down.
That's
Junja will live.
one!
Big shutdown, but in the meantime, the rest of the map falling apart. Rest in trouble as Owner goes 1v1 versus the Ornn. And Doran still just keeps pushing these waves forward. Rest using the unsealed heal. Trying to do what he can, but there's two towers being assaulted. CFO, they're finding 1 or 2 kills back, but look at the difference in gold. 5,000 in the favor of T1. They can play team deathmatch all they want, but T1 are playing the entire map.
And yes, we see the bounty. It's going to be picked up here by Honku, most likely with the E. Although, oh, he might be paying because Junja is looking to get ahead of the play, looking to get ahead of the punish. Maybe just trying to execute, but I don't know if that's going to happen with the Jace. Same for Honku, but he's stuck, Dracos.
That he is. Junja also caught out.
Not
he gets
like
taken down.
He gets the execute.
The execute crucial.
Honku
They're trying to donate the kill. They give it to Faker.
You have double AD carry as well. Your mid to late game team fights are absolutely disgustingly strong. But T1, they're just not going to let you get. And let's be real, it's not like their team fight is bad.
He out from Rest. CC there. Kaiwing trying to make the difference. Ulti going in. The Forge got called, but Junja already exhausted once again. The carries just cannot get their damage down. CFO still stepping forward. Uncertain if they can keep this fight going. T1 happy to take the tower and retreat. Anyone does even manage to pop off as CFO.
Should be able to get the bounty. It's about the exit here, Dracos.
T1 playing for the kills. 2.3K. Where's the objective going to go? 1600 Dragon getting lower. Ornn called. Owner trying to retreat. Honku into the back line. The rest of CFO a little bit split. Faker about to fall, but Faker remains standing. Crucially, carried in the midst of the team. Feathers ready to go. T1 continue to advance anyway. Unconcerned. Doggo pulls the Feathers back. Finds the root.
He's behind them.
Owner ready to go. Shockwave connecting on a Junja, getting down whatever damage he can. Owner playing with his food, keeping him slow to Shock Blast. Massive damage. The ulti! He slides, he glides, he finds the angle, and carry is not done.
Buddy, calm down. Sadakhan takes off one of the list or possibilities on our list. Just not going to happen. Honku close to a second item, but still so far away. Doggo has his, but he again is always going to be reliant.
We don't even know how they walk up into this team. Even without the Tom Kench, these fights would be hard as Doggo loses so much of his HP.
There's the
turn.
CFO
determined to try and find the fight, looking for the lockup on the carry. It's Torn who's been exhausted. Torn in the midst of the team. They're trying to burn through this Jace and get that shutdown as quick as they can, but the shockwave is good. The reset is there. Guma's damn well getting excited even as the feathers fly. The knockback from Honku was decent. They're trying to hold on, but T1, they want to end it quick.
They just don't have the money. They don't have the stats. They don't have the items. Owner is just standing there leisurely tanking the turret, and Doggo trying to hold on.
There's nowhere for him to go. His base is falling to pieces. The fountain, the last bastion of safety in this game 5. T1 only 23 minutes in.
No. No, 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 not like this, Dracos. 3
Holding
seconds,
on.
I don't think they can actually end. Junja on his way.
I'll go dead.
Maybe a TP angle, but the people of TP not alive just yet. To this point, you just don't have the items to take anyone down unless they massively overstep. In T1, they've been playing pretty deliberate as I say that. Faker will be found here by Rest. Has his own ornament now.
3 members of T1 waiting over the wall, and it was a trap. Baited beautifully all along, T1. The wave on bot side might be the final. Double 80 carries Kaiwing. Carrier, unafraid, unthreatened.
The Magic was so close here in Vancouver. But it looks like reality has set in, Draco says. The Nexus is about to fall!
T1 sending a reminder, you might take 1 game. You might take 2, but you are not taking the series. The world champs reigning will move on in the upper bracket.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.